Oh my goodness, people. People. Let's just talk about it. Go ahead and come on in. Go ahead and come on in. Let's talk about this. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. Oh my goodness, y'all. What did we just see? We have a Mercedes 1 and 2. We got a Mercedes 1 and 2, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. Matter of fact, it's so bad. I'm not even expecting this, and I have to update things because I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't expect this to happen. I gotta update things right now. It's crazy. I think the count is at 4. I think we're at 4 right now. That's what I think we're at. I think we're at 4 wins right now by Mercedes. I gotta update the counter right now. This is crazy, people. This is crazy. And listen, some people I know you might be saying, what in the hell was Russell doing? I know you might be saying that. I got no doubt that you might be saying that, but the Mercedes win counters right now, it's at 4. It's at 4. It's at 4 right now. That's what it is. It's at 4. Can you believe it? Mercedes win counter is at 4. And I'm going to tell you right now, because I know some people are going to come in here and they're going to say, Russell outdrove. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Lewis managed that situation with damage control. He chose not to really race against his teammate in such a way that would compromise Mercedes getting a double podium. Lewis at all times is looking at the option not only for himself, but the team and as a whole. I do not believe on the tires Russell was on, with the tires Lewis was on, the speed that Lewis had to catch Russell then could not pass him if he really wanted to go that aggressive. But I'm going to tell you, I am not mad at George Russell. I'm not mad at George Russell. I'm not mad at the shot call. I'm not mad at it at all. I know a lot of times George Russell, he does a lot of shenanigans, says a lot of shenanigans, but he's good. Trust me. And we know this. A Mercedes 1 and 2, okay? But what I can say is this. They're going to take this and they're going to run with it. There are going to be people out here that are going to take this, they're going to run with it. They're going to talk about Russell being the best driver. They're going to talk about Russell is better than Lewis Hamilton. They're going to talk about Russell on old tires. Lewis couldn't get it done. The truth is this. Lewis didn't push the issue. He didn't push the issue. That's point blank, period. He didn't push the issue. Straight up. He did what Russell wouldn't do, okay? He did what Russell would not do. All he was doing was holding the lead for the team. All he was doing was making sure he didn't compromise, because if Lewis did, quite possibly, there would have been a Mercedes 1 and 3, but not a 1 and 2. But give Russell his credit. He drove well. Gunther up here doing the damn post conference right now, interviews, but listen, Russell, 3/10. Don't tell me Lewis Hamilton couldn't have done that. He could have. Piastri, we're going to get to Piastri. Good morning. MIA says, good morning, 1,000 IQ from Russell. Russell is going to get major credit from me, bro. I like that he called that shot. I think Lewis Hamilton has started doing that. I'm not mad at that at all. We already know Russell is very dramatic. He's going to live this up. He's going to eat this up. He's going to do all his, shenanigans that Russell does. But I think it's very well earned. I think it was very ballsy. And I do think it was quite impeccable that Russell was even able to manage those tires on a one-stop throughout this race. Come on, let's just be real. Let's be real right now. Let's give credit what credit is due. Can we please do that? Can we please do that? Because if we go back and look at something, I just want to point something out. Trust me. No way, no how am I discrediting the GOAT. But if we look at this qualifying, Russell came from 7th to 1st. okay? Russell came from sixth to first. I am not poo-pooing that today. No way, no how am I going to poo-poo what Russell was able to do in today's race. I just can't do it. I can't do it at all. Okay, I just cannot do it. I think it is very phenomenal what he was able to accomplish in this race today. I'm going to give him full credit for what he was able to do. All right, that to me was a very phenomenal race. Right now, Jesse James Bell. I'm gonna read these super chats. Let me fix this up real quick. Jesse James Bell in the super chat. There y'all go right there. Let's look at this. Jesse James Bell says, let's be real. Lewis let George win. I agree. And the bottom line, because Jesse James said so. Who's Max? We gonna talk about that. Gabriel Sanchez says, the Max, Russell fans chalk one up on Lewis. Facts. Go ahead. Lewis paid the tab. Paul says, Pia is an animal. He's on fire. Smash the like button. I'm going to talk about my driver because that's my dog. That's my dog, okay? Pia is my dog. You know what? Can we see something real quick? Where are all the Max Verstappen fans? Where are all the Max Verstappen fans at? I can tell you where they at. They not in the live chat because Max Verstappen is not on podium. Here is another race. Max Verstappen is not on podium at all. Where's Max? I don't see him. Where are all the Max Verstappen fans? Come on in, Max Verstappen fans, have a seat. Come on in, take a seat. I want you to keep the same energy because I keep the same energy. Come on in, talk all your shit. What happened to y'all saying that Max Verstappen is the reason why this car is that fast? Where's Max Verstappen now? Where are the other couple of times he wasn't on podium at all? Where are the other couple of times he lost his race? Missed my first D. Oh, wait a minute. Dropped his 2 super chats. Hold on. Let me see. Did I miss your super chats, Paul? I said Lewis gave Russell that win. Got that one. No way Lewis could pass him. No way Lewis couldn't pass him. Got you, bro. For sure. So what are we talking about? And then I got that one, man. So people out, Mary Beanie says only 1 month to go till I turn purple. And Jay, my mom, if you have nothing nice to say, then say nothing at all. Princess Pia is just like Lewis. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, like, Piastri's an animal. Piastri is Iceman. I'm calling him the Iceman. Piastri is the Iceman. That brother stays cool no matter what the situation is. Pia in the situation with Lando, cool. Pia in the situation when he come off track, cool. Pia with, that's why air is king. Piastri is a dog. Piastri is a King Corso. I cannot wait to see this young driver get more experience under his belt and continue to just come up in the ranks of Formula One history. I think he is a phenomenal driver already. He's not great. I think he could be great, just like some others have the potential. But Piastri is showing us that Lando, bro. Hey, Stefan says Merck ran a hell of a race today. I do think Lewis gave Russell that one. Piastri is a freaking beast. Bro, he is. He is a beast. Look at this. Piastri showing that he is going to be a strong pillar in McLaren racing. I'm not going to say that he's going to take Norris's seat as the number 1 driver, but I am saying this. Lando Norris is on notice. Lando Norris is on notice. I want to know, Lando, why is it that you couldn't get things done against Max Verstappen? What's up, Lando? Dean Too Cool says Lewis had an 8-second lead. Lewis was fighting Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferraris. Russell made no mistakes. The conventional strategy lost out today. Lewis could have his pace. Could up his pace. Hey, I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to say this. And Gabriel Sanchez says, I just lifted a rock and 10 Max fans went running. Yo, Max fans are like roaches and rats today. They've been like roaches and rats. Usually they in here plaguing the live chat. Where are they? You know what I like? I like the fact that Piastri in a cool-down room with Lewis Hamilton is having conversation. He's not doing the hating shit like Lando. He's not in there being a hater like Max Verstappen. Piastri has cool conversation with Lewis Hamilton, even when Lando's around. Piastri's on, I'm on my type time. I don't know what y'all on, but this the GOAT. I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm trying to do what I'm doing in Formula One. Hey, Piastri my dog. That's my driver right there. Lewis Hamilton my first, Piastri my second. Alpine is like my third. I'm just saying for real, no cap. Racer X210 said Red Bull no longer has the fastest car, and reality is slapping Red Bull out of the deep sleep. Paul says, congratulations, Mary. You will be there in no time. Closer in on 19 months. Love the fam. Peace and love to you too, Paul. Sheffer said, Piastri is Iceman of F1 and impressive driver. That's what I said. I gave him the nickname, the Iceman. Ice in his veins, bro. He got ice in his veins. That brother, I'm telling you, I cannot wait to see the things he's going to do. Crazy. Crazy. But listen, y'all, Max Verstappen, 5th place. 5th place. What happened? Everybody tell me what happened. Max Verstappen fans and you know what I just saw? I just see all 3 drivers sitting down in the cool-down room. All 3 drivers sitting down in the cool-down room, nobody moving chairs, nobody disrespecting nobody's seat, having conversation. You don't get that when you get Lando and Max, the besties of the Fresties, in the necklace besties in the cool-down room. You get the weird, odd shit when Lewis come in, try to get quiet, move my seat, put trash on his seat. You get that. But when you get legitimate gentlemen in the cool-down room, you get people congratulating each other on their places on the podium. That's what you get. But back to these Max stands. I'm going to say this. It was many of you saying it wasn't the car, it's Max Verstappen. Matter of fact, hold up. I'm about to call some people out, but without doing it because, I ain't trying to cause no problems. But I know content creators that was riding with Lewis, but when the tide started changing, they started getting on the Max train for the views. I know content creators, when they thought it was cool to disrespect and heavily criticize Lewis, they started getting on the Lewis, I kind of gonna criticize you train. I know a lot of content creators that was wearing Red Bull hats, that used to wear Mercedes hats, and started saying, oh, you are tripping, bruv. You're tripping. It was Max Verstappen that is making that car do what it can do. Where is he now? Where is Max Verstappen doing all the cool shit you said he could do in that car? So, like I said, it takes a combination. That car is the reason why Max has been where he is. Max a phenomenal driver, but y'all gave him so much credit. Y'all was so ready for him to overcome the GOAT. It wasn't funny. I need y'all to talk. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy because I want you to talk like that now that Max Verstappen comes in 5th place in a car where a year or 2 years ago, we seen him blazing through the grid. Now teams are closer in competition. Now, Max, show us what you can do when teams are in competition. That's what you can do. Not blaze through the grid and get 5th place. Not be on podium in multiple races. Not be winning every damn race this season like they thought you was going to do. I want y'all to keep the same energy. Content creators, Max fans and stands alike. Keep the same energy. I got super chats to read. Keep the same energy. Because y'all some lame-os, man. We got right here, it says Spider R35. Lewis is living in the cool-down room right now. I'm going to address that. I said Lewis makes history and well done, Merck. More podiums for Lewis. Jesse James Bell, Max Verstappen, and Red Bull getting them wings. Clip, clip, clip. Can't fly like that. You can just kind of glide. You know the little bird, they kind of just... Red Bull don't give you wings today. Cornbread says, where the champagne? Are we popping bottles? What up, Jan Wolf? I can't pop bottles today. Got certain things in my system that ain't going to agree with that. So I can't do it today, all right? Can't do it today. Vincent Yang, insane drive from George Russell today. From his side of the team, I'm curious how far ahead would Lewis be if he had done a one-stop and come on Lando. This is what I think. I'm not going to heavily criticize pit stop strategy for Mercedes. Lewis and his team called their shot. Russell, obviously on radio, you heard him call his shot. I don't think we see much of a different situation. If anything, I think we see a situation where Lewis Hamilton does not close that gap as fast as he did being on tires as worn as George Russell, okay? I think what we saw here at the end of this race was more Lewis Hamilton not forcing an issue where two black silver arrows get into a collision or contact, and then they lose the race to McLaren, if not become very vulnerable to approaching teams because now they have car damage. I completely am not in disagreement with what we saw overall from these teams and the drivers. I'm not at all. What we got right here, Paul says Lewis just protected Russell from Piastri. I agree, Paul, brother. Lewis blew right by Piastri, would have eaten Russell up. Facts. Thank Paul. Do you honestly think George Russell is just some iconic driver that he could be on those old tires and hold Lewis? No. Lewis does this, and this is what makes Lewis the ultimate GOAT. This is what makes, he don't need the team to call these shots for him to do the things he needs to do for the team. Lewis is going to do these things, celebrate with his team. Piastri up there getting celebrated by Mercedes, then he got more celebrated by Lando when he won his first race. These are the things that you do when you're Lewis Hamilton. This is why he is the ultimate GOAT of historically in Formula One. Okay? Jefferson says, no awkwardness among the three drivers in the cooldown room. That's what I'm saying, bro. None of that capping, none of that hate shit like we see with Lando and Max in there, bro. Lando and Max together 5 and 6. Congratulations, you played yourself. McLaren, you played yourself again. Russell, the king of gifted wins. I said what I said. I ain't mad at that. I'm not even going to debate with that, honestly. I ain't going to, it was a gift from Lewis, for real. It was a gift from Lewis. Not going to debate with that. But I think it was a gift based off weighing consequences than I just going to give it to him. Mary Beanie said, look at Shady. Toto video is golden boy on podium. Stephen says, regardless of this season results, I cannot wait for the next season of Drive to... Man, Stephen, Drive to Survive is going to be turned up to 10,000. Unless they start doing that protecting crap they did in the last one where they kind of let Red Bull stay behind the curtain. Nah, let it all come out. Because this season should be a banger. This season should be a banger. It says 201 podiums for Lewis Hamilton and counting. Think about that. 201 podiums, y'all. 201 podiums. Yo, I know it's some people right now looking like, what the hell just happened today? Let me show you. Let me tell you what happened. What happened is Max Verstappen didn't do all the golden boy great crap that y'all said he could do. What happened? The car's still very strong. What happened? And y'all want us to believe all the crap that Helmet Marco talked. Helmet, you talk crap and said Max Verstappen could take a Haas to pole. You talk crap and said Max Verstappen could take an AlphaTauri Red Bull Visa Cash App to pole. You talk cap and crap. All of y'all talk about Max Verstappen is the reason why that car fast, and he could do what Lewis Hamilton can't do in an unable Mercedes. Why he didn't do it today? In a car that's still considered dominant, in a car that's still very highly competitive. Why is it Max Verstappen didn't do that? Any answers? Any legitimate answers? Or are y'all going to try to find mistakes and excuses? Max Verstappen is what he is where he is. And I'm going to tell y'all this right now. I always told y'all it's a combination of the three. But what y'all want to say, oh, Max Verstappen, he the king, he the GOAT. He do all these things. What's wrong? Mercedes got a 1 and 2 in the presence of Max Verstappen. Piastri almost got a second win to be the second driver in history to win a back-to-back race off his maiden victory in the presence of Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc placed fourth in today's race in a Ferrari that we know ain't great on pace in the presence of Max Verstappen. What's up? Where y'all at? Where are all you Max stands at today? Keep the same energy. Dean Too Cool said Bono pissed because last week McLaren was looking crazy for doing the same thing. Lewis Hamilton worked for 105 like Pia worked for his first. Norris looking dumb for that. Man, let me tell y'all something. McLaren has not ultimately learned their lesson. Why did they pull the pit stop rug out from under Lando Norris while fighting Max Verstappen? Why is it that you all continuously make this mistake? You didn't put Lando in a better position. I mean, goodness gracious. McLaren, to be holding the world record for the best pit stop, you are making the worst life decisions. You are making the worst life decisions. Here again, pit stop strategy screws your driver. And Lando, although they screwed you, you had opportunity to make it happen though, bro. Piastri is, oh my goodness, Piastri is like showing Lando up right now. I think we just got to say it. I don't know how long it's going to last, but Piastri is showing Lando up right now. No cap. I'm being straight up for real. Jesse Jane Jefferson says, and Paul, Lewis replicated the maneuver at Silverstone first turn. He protected his teammate George Russell by closing the back door on both Lando and Max. Jesse James Bell says, I'm 60 plus years watching Formula One since Moss to Prost to Mansell to Senna to Schumacher. There is only one GOAT, and that is Sir Lewis Hamilton, because stats don't lie. Stats don't lie, and he ain't lying. Stats do not lie. Stats tell the statistical truth of what you've accomplished in your sport. That is what stats do. They show you in comparison to your other counterparts what you've been able to accomplish in competition. That is what stats do, okay? Stats tell you that you have 104 race wins, that you have 104 pole positions, that you have 67 fastest laps, that you have 201 podiums, that you have 19 hat tricks, 6 grand slams. 7 world championship titles. I'm just saying. But they still want to try to disrespect this man and say he ain't doing nothing. DG Big Blue Navy, hoorah, says Sir Lewis Hamilton just proved that he is going to drive the heck out of that red car and make them a far better team. His skills and leadership is what Ferrari needs. Man. We're gonna talk about that. Vincent Yang says 24 McLaren is a better 22 Ferrari, same energy. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say this, man. Ferrari did not convert pole position in the podium today. Okay, that's the first thing we're gonna put on a strike right there. We're gonna strike them for that. You didn't convert pole into podium, okay? The next thing, you fell off the podium completely in the 4th place, Sainz in 7th. I don't know about you all. I know that Lewis Hamilton does a lot, but right now, I'm not sure that Lewis Hamilton leadership and his ability in the car is going to do much different than what we're seeing at Mercedes right now as they're on the upswing, unless Ferrari completely get it together. They have failed to update this car in many times compared to other teams that would result to upgrades, okay? They're failing to convert podiums or poles in the podium. They're looking like Alpine as of right now. Years ago, best of the rest is what Ferrari is probably going to get. That's the best award that Ferrari is looking like they're going to earn after the season is best of the rest. And I'm going to tell you right now, legitimately, they might not even get that. Might not even get that. Spider R35 says Pia will be a world driving champion before Lando. Lando is a fraud. Oh my gosh. Brother said Lando is a fraud. That's poll worthy. That's poll worthy. I gotta ask y'all. I gotta ask y'all that. Hey, that's a super chat worth turning into a poll. Oh my gosh. All right, here y'all go. Here you go. Poll in the chat. Will Pia beat Lando to a world driving championship title? Poll in the chat. I got to see what y'all got to say about that. Got to see what y'all got to say about that, man. That'll be wild if that happens. That'll be completely wild if that happens. All right, so let's talk. Okay, we got Wildcat says Russell doing same Alonso things to Lewis. Watch. Yeah, we're going to see. I won't quite call Russell Alonso. I don't think he's that bad. I think Lance Stroll needs to watch out because Lance Stroll, where you at, bro? What happened, y'all? We saw race after race, Lance Stroll just in front of Alonso. And we were all kind of questioning that, right? I know I was questioning that. Lance Stroll just in front of Alonso. Lance Stroll felt the need to talk crazy at the press conference and saying that it would be a hard, difficult decision if he was given a team order to let Alonso by. Lance Stroll, you a fool for one saying that. You're a fool for what you did prior to that. And you a fool thinking if you're a better driver than Alonso ever in your sleep, in your daydream, in a nightmare, and anything where you not awake and continence in the world. You a fool for thinking that. I just got to ask y'all, what happened to Lance Stroll today? Alonso in top 10 with some points. Lance Stroll, you in 12th. I just want to know and I want to see what we see going forward since Lance Stroll has gotten on his high horse and decided to say some things to a driver we know has done worse in his past. We know has been a worse teammate in his past. We know has been very controversial when it came to team orders. We know that this same guy in Alonso sat in a pit to keep his driver and his teammate, to keep his teammate Lewis Hamilton from getting back out and running a qualifying lap. This is the same dude Lance Stroll decided to talk crazy about in an indirect shots way. And now we see a bigger gap between these two drivers. I want to know, is this bigger gap going to happen? I just want to know if this bigger gap is going to happen. All right. How many more races do we have right now? How many more races do we have right now? This is round 14. This is round 14, y'all. Round 14. Okay, so we have, this is round 14. So we got 10 more races for the end of the season. Mechanic Mercedes, bro. Mercedes got 4 race wins. It ain't over, brother. It ain't over, brother. You might very well win the bet, brother. Mercedes I told you don't give up yet. Mercedes has 10 more races to get 12 race wins. You might got a shot, brother. You might got a shot at winning that bet. You might just got a shot, bro. Just saying. We got a $500 bet that he says Mercedes gets 12 wins or more. I say Mercedes doesn't get 12 wins. He's got 2 drivers to make this happen. It's upside for you, brother. I'm on the underdog seat. So we're going to see what happens. But right now, Mercedes got 4 race wins right now. Nasty Stu says, Lewis is fuming. You can tell he held back in the interview. Mercedes doesn't want Lewis to beat Russell in the championship. And I will say this, because I got it written right here. What the fuck is Mercedes doing letting Russell hold Lewis up at the end of that race? Lewis controlled that, but the truth is, Mercedes, you allow Russell to hold up Lewis in a slower car. You allowed Russell to hold up Lewis in a slower car. You did. But what they also probably did was protect the Mercedes 1 and 2, because I'm not sure Russell, if Lewis is not there to defend for Russell, If Lewis is not there as a buffer for Russell, I'm not sure Russell's going to hold off Piastri. We still looking at a double podium, but we're looking at a Mercedes 1 and 3. But I got to say, Nasty Stu, I gotta agree with you. I think there's going to be some conversations held in the team debrief. I do. I think you are correct about that. I do. Although Lewis managed the situation well, the team shouldn't have made Lewis have to manage that well. There should have been a call. Russell, you are not the faster car whatsoever. You're holding Lewis up. But we know Lewis is on the way out. Russell is their golden boy. So we should not be surprised if that is the case and that was the call. We shouldn't be surprised in that at all. Not at all. Spider R35 says Checo starting P2 and ending P8 needs to be studied. Man, what kind of studying do we need to do? Besides for the fact Checo either is on a revenge tour on sabotaging Red Bull's ability to hold on to the Constructors' Championship, or he is purely unable to do the things that he needs to do as a driver in a very still dominant car. I mean, that's about all we can say about that. I don't think there's a big study to do on it. Do you know what? I do gotta give you something, Spider R35. I gotta give you something, though. I do gotta give you something. There was a radio transmission that I thought was questionable. And I'll say that Perez said we're slow in the straight. And I'm not sure that it was not just you slow in the straight and not the team as a whole. But I will say, on the counter side to that argument, you see the finishing positions. And I at this point in time, I'm not even willing to give Perez any excuses. I'm not willing to give Perez any he could live a little bit. I'm not willing to give Perez any of that. Perez stayed where he is. He is where he wanted to be. And all I can say is fight it out. Do the best you could do, Perez, because it's your choice. You didn't have to stay with that team, and you did. So I'm not gonna sit here and campaign for Perez or studies for Perez. Paul says Lewis played the ultimate team game today, shows his character, protested Russell, and then team wanted to smash the like button and subscribe, y'all. I think so. I think he did play the team game, and he played it well. And I gotta agree with you on that. Now let's talk about some other things, okay? Because Hamilton did ask, because he was going to target Russell, what was going to be the case? What were we going to do? Where am I on this? Lewis Beer Review says Russell didn't deserve to win today. Oh, man. Okay, I'll say this. I can't say Russell didn't deserve to win today because that was a ballsy call on strategy. I can't say that. I also can't say that because Russell did a phenomenal job at managing the tires to even be in that situation and even try to be able to hold loose up. So I can't say he didn't deserve to win. What I can say is Lewis gave him a win that he did earn and deserve through his merits. I can say Lewis gave him a good opportunity to hold that race win. I'll say that. I don't want to say Lewis gave him a win. Lewis gave him the space to keep his position, which resulted in a race win. Because ultimately, I think Lewis had the pace, I think he had the tires, and I think he had the ability to fight his teammate harder if he had chose to do so. But I think Lewis chose not to do so. Okay, that's going to be very controversial through the rest of the summer break. It's probably going to be a lot of conversations that are going to be had throughout this summer break. In the garage, in the meeting rooms, and with us as well, okay? So let's talk about some other teams right here a little bit. Let's go in to talk about Lewis also reporting that we'll talk about this one more thing about Mercedes and move to some other teams to talk about. Lewis also reporting that something was moving around his leg area was very concerning at a part time in this race, because my initial thought was, do we have a mechanical failure on the horizon? All right. When Lewis says there's something moving around my legs, I immediately start thinking, is there a possibility that we have a failure that is going to either DNF Lewis, or do we have a failure that is going to cause Lewis to have to come into the pits for a prolonged pit stop, which would totally ruin his race? That's initially what I thought. But whatever it was manageable. He dealt with it. But I can say this. The concentration that a driver that Lewis Hamilton exhibited and put on stage today, if you have something constantly rubbing against your leg that is foreign, it's not normal in a race where you're being that competitive, you have to give applause to the mental fortitude of Lewis Hamilton to compartmentalize that and still stay competitive. You have to give applaud to the mental fortitude and capacity of Lewis Hamilton to not let that distract him from being competitive, okay? So credit to Lewis Hamilton for that. Dean Too Cool says Perez was slow due to the rear wing was higher. My thing, we already know where Red Bull was on that situation, especially in qualifying. So we kind of knew what to expect, especially from Perez, because I don't think they ran the lower drag setup rear wing on Perez's car. I knew they ran it on Max's car. I just don't recall if they ran it on Perez's car. I think Perez had that drag wing that Max ran initially, and then they switched his rear wing, and he ran the reduced drag system on that. But we already know that Max and Perez have two different cars, two different setup aero balanced cars. We already know this. And I think we also know that Perez is not in the grand scheme of development for either car. They're going to develop these cars in the form of Max Verstappen, which is what many teammates have reported, and is why many teammates say it's very difficult to drive for Red Bull because they're so Max biased. So, yeah, we know this. Jefferson says, we know the reason they'll never admit Lewis Hamilton go. Yeah, you know what, Jefferson, they ain't even got to admit it. It's just a factual thing. They don't have to admit it for themselves. It's a factual thing. Historically, it's true. Statistically, it's true. Factually, it's true. Visually, it's true. It's true in all facets of life that Lewis Hamilton is the GOAT. Spider R35 says, I think we're going to see a different Lewis the rest of the season. You can tell by his reaction after the race, he finally see Merc don't care. Man, listen, I gotta agree with the bro. I gotta agree to that because body, I like reading body language and what people say and in between the lines. Although Cooldown Room was cool, Lewis Hamilton is a guy who takes a little longer. He's going to give you a little bit more time to go error and him be at the blunt end of those errors. I think Lewis might finally see that, bro, even though you leaving the team and you about the team is really not all about you. And that he knows that there should have been a call at some point in those laps where Russell would have conceded that position because he was the higher. But what Lewis also did, he played the team game, but he also left it in the hands of the team to say, do the right thing. You know he doesn't have the pace to mess with me. You know it. You're really just holding me up, but I'll play the team game because if I do something ballsy, you got to know the driver that you're racing against. And if Lewis would have made such a move, Russell is the asshole to risk it and make a defensive move that could quite possibly take both Mercedes out of the game. So it's the same situation when they say manage your manager. As an employee, there are ways to manage your manager, all right? Nasty Stu says, Toto smug face after the race tells all. And that body language. Thank you, Nasty Stu. I like that name, by the way. I like your profile name. Nasty Stu. It's just something to that. It's really catchy. Robert Edits, most recent VIP member of the Wolfpack fam, says, can we talk about how everyone thought Verstappen was going to blaze, just breeze by for the win, and he was stuck in DRS train most of the race? Yeah, we talked about that. We're going to talk about it again. Galactus says, congratulations to Mercedes. 3 wins, Russell 2. Matter of fact, I got to change that. It is 3. It is 3 wins. My bad. I got to change that. 3 wins, Russell 2. Red Bull is not the fastest car. Congratulations, Pia. McLaren is cooking. Ferrari is slipping down. Oh, my. Hey, I got to ask that. We got to poll that. That's poll worthy. That's 2. We got 2 poll worthies, and I got to end it. 79% of y'all said, yes, Pia will beat him. Now, let's ask this. I got to ask y'all this. Okay, let's do this. All right, I got to ask y'all, is poll worthy? Yes or no? Here we go in the chat. I got the next super chat coming up right now. So next super chat says, Galactus, I read that. Let me change the race win counter. I got it wrong. It is 3, not 4. It is Russell 2, Lewis 1. Let me check that right now. Let me change that right now. I got you, Brody. Thank you very much, Brody. Not now. I don't want to do that. All right, here we go. Bow. Got it. Change it. And I'm finna center the 3. And that should change retroactively as soon as I do this. All right, I got you. I'm finna change the race win counter for that right now. And there we go. Voila, magic. It is done. There it is, 3. All right, so 3 race wins. Still quite possible for the brother mechanic Mercedes to win a race. No Teeth says, tough loss for Lewis, but Russell earned it today. Russell pulled a Lewis on Lewis, but it's stuck, though, 201. Hey, that's why I say I'm really not mad about it all. We could talk about the nuances and the situations because I think they're all valid. I do think Lewis feels some kind of way. I do think Russell did his thing today and got a race win. And, hey, that's got to feel good. I do think Lewis could have been on the attack and possibly overtaken Russell. I do think Lewis did damage control and team play and didn't do it. So all of that is mixed in. But collectively, Mercedes earned the double podium. Collectively, Mercedes earned the double podium. And I don't think any of us would disagree with that at all. I don't think any of us would disagree with that. All right. So let's now talk about Ferrari. Let's talk about Ferrari a little bit because what we've been seeing from Ferrari, are you all very confident about Ferrari's ability? I'm not asking you about what Lewis Hamilton can do. I'm not asking you all about what Lewis is going to bring to the team. I'm asking you all, as you say, 84% of you all said, yes, Mercedes screwed them. And now I'm about to poll something else because it was another super chat that was poll worthy. So let me get that one up. Because if you do a super chat that's poll worthy, I think that's good. And it says, oh yeah, let me ask y'all that. This in the poll. Do you think all right, so let me ask you that. Let me make sure we look this up. Okay, so yeah, let me ask you this. And we got to put options in here. Here you go. All right, so tell me what y'all think about that. Do you think it was Max being the reason, or was it what the hell just happened? They didn't put my poll up? Oh, the poll has already started. Got you. So let me ask y'all that. But with Ferrari, are you all confident that Ferrari's going to be able to put a good package together next season to really be highly competitive? We just watched Charles Leclerc in pole position, although we understand how it happened, unable to listen. Lewis Hamilton took the lead. Listen to me. Lewis Hamilton took the lead of the race on the 3rd lap. Lewis Hamilton took the lead of the race on the 3rd lap. Ferrari, people, are you very confident that Ferrari is going to be able to construct a car, package, strategy, team orders, all of the shebang next season to give Lewis the ability to unleash his capability, win an 8th world title, let alone win more races than Mercedes this season? Are you all sure about that? I just gotta know. I gotta know. Cassius Clay says, remember, Lewis did say, I don't think I could be quicker than Russell the rest of the season. That says a lot. Yeah, but we also seen that's not true. It does say a lot. Oh, but I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You're saying that Lewis knew something about what the team was doing already. So I get what you're saying on that, Cassius Clay. I got you. I think that is what you're saying. Stephen Meyer says, I agree. You can definitely, Merck is not on the up and up with Lewis. Toto has cut his hair now. You know that's why he say about women who cut their hair after failed relationships. Toto has a new attitude. Oh, my gosh. That is fucking funny. That is true. I said Toto's a scoring lover. I did say it, and Stephen, that is funny as hell, bro. That is a good super chat. That's funny as hell. Oh my gosh. Yadu Walker says, so did Merck remove the update? Update me, please. I don't know. I haven't looked into that. We can look into it, but I haven't looked into it. But I do know this. Merc is updating their resume. 1 and 2. Mercedes doing something right. They are doing something. I think it's conclusive now. We can say that we have a big enough sample size right now that Mercedes has done something right this season. I think it's conclusive right now. Vincent Yang says Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton would be a short drive without Newey. That's another good point, because a lot of this hype and confidence has been also contributed to if Ferrari land Adrian Newey. And I agree. I'm not too confident that Ferrari does it if they don't get Newey. I agree with that. Rob Edit says the move to Ferrari isn't feeling good right now. And that's how I'm feeling, bro. That's how I'm feeling, especially after what we're seeing right here. Several races, Ferrari just unable to get the job done. And in a season where, matter of fact, are we changing that shit right now? Hold up. I think we might have a change, y'all. Hold on. I think we might be changing something. Let me just check. Let me check right now. Yes, we are changing this, bro. We're changing this live. It is over. It is over. McLaren has overtaken Ferrari in the Constructor Championships by 21 points. It is over. So No Teeth says, I'm kind of worried for Ferrari. They started strong and then they fade. Then if not, their strategy is trash after them. Yes, but guess what? We are changing this right now, real time. We're changing in real time. Ferrari is no longer second in the Constructor Championship. It is now McLaren. McLaren is second, and Ferrari have fallen to third. Real time. We just changed that. It is over. McLaren is now leading Constructor over Ferrari in second. Red Bull is still leading. That's where we are right now. McLaren's just taking that place. Bang. All right, so we got I'm not confident about Ferrari at this point in time. Now, another question is, are we going to see a mid-season change? The summer break is now up on us. By the way, if you want to race with us, we will have grudge races here while Formula One is out on break. We're going to be racing here. I also still have races with the baby coming up, so some things will be different, but good thing is we don't have qualifying on Saturday, so I'll be free and clear to do that, and we'll race on Sunday here at Wolfpack for the grudge racing. But let's talk about this. You know what? And let's poll that. Let's poll that as well. Let's go ahead and poll this because and 083 says Fred Vasseur has been making personnel changes at Ferrari. He has been making personnel changes, and I think he's been making good decisions. All right, 82% of y'all said it's the car. It wasn't Max. It's more of the car. Now let's ask this question. Let's ask this question because I know what Galactus would say. I know for sure what Galactus would say. So let's ask y'all. Here you go. Poll in the chat. Is Perez gone during summer break? Do you all think Perez has just lost his job? Or do you think Max is going to campaign for Perez to stay? Because if he gets a more competitive teammate in there, it could be bad. But here you go right here. Perez in 8th place. Perez having some mistakes throughout the season. Stephen Myers, salute. Congratulations, your 10th super chat in a live stream. A decade. Let's go. Ferrari is close. Strategic decisions will be key along with driver mode. I agree. Equal Lewis. Hamilton and mentally strong Leclerc. Newey would be the icing. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Newey would be the icing. And I think we need to see that inbound to probably be fully confident about Ferrari being where some people hope they're going to be. Racer X210 says Ferrari is a fast car, but it doesn't have the driver to help unleash its true potential. That is also a key. That is a key perspective. I believe Sir Lewis Hamilton is going to help make the SF25 a beast. I think that Racer X210 cannot disagree with that. Cannot disagree with that at all. Not at all. 70 Dodge Man says McLaren shows you that Newey isn't everything. What's up, baby cakes? What you got? Oh, biscuits? Oh, hell yeah, I want some biscuits. Yeah, if you can put them biscuits in now, I damn sure do want some biscuits. Oh, that's okay. I got some. All right, I want some strawberry jam too. All right, y'all got to get my biscuits together. I like her biscuits too. She's walking away and I'm looking at them biscuits. But anyway, yes. Ferrari, McLaren. McLaren shows you that Newey isn't everything. Okay. Dodge man. Newey isn't everything, but Newey is a hell of a lot in a ground effects era, and that's what we're in. Newey, right now, we just saw, what have we seen with Red Bull? Can we not kind of make a correlation that since Newey has decided to not be with Red Bull, Red Bull's trend has been downward? So even though we can say we saw with McLaren, Newey's and everything, I think we've seen with Red Bull, Newey means a shit ton of a lot. Because since Newey hasn't been heavily involved, since Newey's been taken, where's Newey today? Where have we seen Red Bull's car start going? So, yeah, Newey, hell yeah, them biscuits. Ooh, them biscuits be banging, man. With a little butter, strawberry jam. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, I'll tear them up. Tear them up, all. Yeah, tear them up. So, y'all get me fucked up on some biscuits. But anyway, yeah, Newey's a hell of a lot in a ground effects era, man. And that's just true. I don't think we could take that away from Newey. So Newey at Ferrari in a ground effects era with Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, I think that's a power structure. I think that means something. I think that will result in something better than what we're seeing now. Will it be Lewis's 8th world title? I can't say that. Will it be Ferrari winning just as many races in a ground effects era as Red Bull has while they've been dominant? I can't say that. But what I am comfortable 100% saying that Lewis Hamilton inbound, Adrian Newey inbound during a ground effects era as new regulations approach, I can say I'm more confident with that package than I am with it minus Adrian Newey. I can say that. 58% of you all said yes, that Perez is gone by summer break. And you know what? Set Dodge, man, I think that's poll worthy, brother. I think that's poll worthy. I will ask you this. Here we go. Poll in the chat. Vote on it. Do you think Adrian Newey will make the difference for Ferrari? What we got? Hey, we got the Leon Sun. What's up? To be fair, RB 2025 was a Newey-built car. RB 2025 was a Newey. Man, okay, to be fair, right? But let me ask you this. What's a 2025 built car without the man to make the real-time changes in the season? Because right now, this car is an Adrian Newey built car. After a successful Adrian Newey built car. But without Adrian Newey in the room to make the real-time changes through the season, what has been happening with this car? It's come surrounded by equally competitive cars because these teams have been able to catch up. Adrian Newey is the catalyst that kept Red Bull ahead of the steps. So even though 2025 is coming, where will Adrian Newey be to help them make the changes before the season starts during testing? Where will Adrian Newey be to help them keep the car on track as the season progresses? If he's not there, we likely see what we see now, a downward or very flaky trend. Carrier says, you about to make me go Cracker Barrel. Oh, man, not Cracker Barrel, man. Listen, I ain't ate a Cracker Barrel until a bunch of people sat around and watched this man spit in the face of a woman in the presence of her child and beat this woman when he said she spit on him. I don't know what took place, but I ain't been to Cracker Barrel since then. I just said, I don't want to be in a establishment that type of shit take place. Somebody gets shot in a restaurant, I'm not going to that restaurant, especially if it's a type of trend. All right. Nasty Stu says, I think James Allison is better than Newey because look at James did when he came back to Mercedes. Ooh, man. Oh, Nasty Stu coming with some bangers right now in the super chats. Bro, I think we gotta poll that. That is poll worthy. 92% say he make the difference. And Nasty Stu just came up with a super chat that we are going to have to put up as a poll in the chat. And I need to know what y'all think about it. So here we go. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay. Woo. Who is better? Damn. I got to see what this poll's going to do. I want to see what y'all say about this. Is Adrian Newey better or is Allison better? I understand people are going to credit Allison with a turnaround, but I also have to say this. Is it fair competition if your competitor isn't on the court? Because would y'all be saying that if Adrian Newey was still involved in updating the Red Bull car and Red Bull were blazing ahead right now? Because I think it's something to be said. Adrian Newey is not active right now. So it's like giving you the leg up, but your opponent's not on the court. So I can't say that. I'm going to have to, my vote's for Adrian Newey. My vote is for Adrian Newey, honestly. Giving him credit for what he has done, what he's been involved in, and what he did do until he wasn't able to do it because Red Bull's like, oh, you don't want to mess with us because Christian Horner's filling up on your assistant, you out of here. You know, that's kind of tough. 67% are not agreeing with you right now. 33% are agreeing with you right now that Adrian Newey is better than Allison. I'm going to leave that poll up a little bit because I think that needs some time to stay up there. J. Rob says, what I have to remember hasn't let Newey in the engineering room meeting since March. Thank you. J. Rob, that is what I was saying. I agree with you, brother. I agree. Nasty Stu came with a banger super chat right there, though. Oh, my gosh. That was a banger super chat right there, man. But right now it's 66%. Okay, so while that poll is running until we get another poll worthy, because that's that's a banger, let's talk about some other teams right now. Let's talk about Alpine. Gasly 14th, while Ocon top 10 bringing home points. Gasly, Yo Chow Chow has not aged well at all. Yo Chow Chow is looking mighty bad, bro. You ain't done shit since you Chow Chow'd Ocon. You DNF'd. I ain't saying that's your fault. But this is your fault today. You didn't finish top 10. You ain't been doing well. Karma is real. Karma is real. And when you chowed at that corner, I think somebody said, oh, you done got a little too big for your britches, sir. You think you better than you really are. You think you tough. And you ain't done crap since then. So I ain't sure Alpine held on to the right driver at all. Extract 38 says, I think I agree with Nasty. Look how long it's taking Newey, Red Bull. That's a good point, Extracts. That is a touche. Touche for Nasty. Touche, right? That's a good point. It's very controversial. I'm going to say that. It's very controversial. That's a good point, though. That is a good mention. I'll give you that. So, yeah, Alpine still failing horribly. About to ditch being a works team altogether and go to being a customers team because they evidently can't run their own team solely well. So I'll say that. The Leon Son says, is it no secret that Allison found a loophole in this year's regs? He was making a boat when Mercedes was failing. Also, the RB20 had many flaws per Newey. Yo, all right, I'm with you partially on that. I'm with you partially on that. But what I can say is this. The RB had many flaws per Newey, but Newey still made a very dominant car until he wasn't working with that car anymore. We still got to keep that in mind. That car didn't start going this way until Newey went that way. Newey went that. I mean, it's clear. I mean, it is clear. Newey went this way. The RB20 went this way. The correlation is so direct, it's not even really arguable on that. But still, good point. Rob Edit says 67% say Newey, and it's been stuck there. So I think, this as a group, we come to 67% saying that Newey's still the better side on that. Allison's still no slouch. Norris has been folding under pressure. Let's talk about it. Went off track at the beginning of the race and then went off again when he had DRS behind Max. Yo, Lando, Hayden don't look good on you. Yeah, you had a fast car 7 years ago. You got a fast car right now, and Piastri's doing what you're supposed to do with it. You got a fast car right now, and you can't even beat Max in traffic. You got a fast car right now. Where you at, Lando? Hating don't look good on you. That chow for gasoline work well. That hating that you've been doing, putting trash on Lewis Hamilton's seat that you've been doing, it ain't been working good for you, bro. It been looking bad. It been looking bad for you out there. 083 says Newey is the GOAT. Go to the stats, not even close. There you go. Who's gonna argue with that? Somebody gonna argue with that? I mean, because we just talked about stats is king, especially when it came to Lewis Hamilton. I know we're not about to move the goalposts when we talking about Adrian Newey. So, just saying. So I do want to poll this. Alpine. Did Alpine keep the wrong driver? Yes or no? All right, let's go to this. Let's go to this other team right here. Let's go to another team real quick, and let's talk about Haas. Definitely out of there. Nothing so great with them. Again, at Team Williams, as it's been sitting, and as we know why this man is losing his job, because he continuously puts up a body of work that says, I should be jobless in Formula One, not in life. Albon 13th and Logan Sargeant 18th. This is why he's losing his job. This is why Logan Sargeant is not going to be in Formula One next season. This is why Logan Sargeant can't blame anybody but himself. James Vowles has given you fair and equal opportunity at this team and in a place where you probably shouldn't have. And we will no longer have an American representation in the driver form on the grid next season. And it pains me. But I do think maybe we got some prospects coming up through F2, maybe. But Logan Sargent's not it. And I don't want to hear any more talk about Logan Sargeant got snatched out of F2 like he didn't have a choice. Logan Sargeant chose to come to Formula One. Logan Sargeant displayed his body of work. Logan Sargeant showed us his talent. He showed us his ability. He showed us his capability. And it's not enough. Logan Sargeant is not enough for Team Williams or any team to be competitive in the sport of Formula One. Logan Sargeant is not a good enough driver for any team to get a bead on. Is the car or is it the driver? It's the driver. He's never in the sport of Formula One going to be highly competitive. I can say that 100%. I can say he's never going to be competitive in the sport of Formula One. If he leaves and he comes back, we're not going to see anything drastically different than what we're seeing now. We're not going to see some world driving champion go to Indy, all of a sudden get his bearings, come back into Formula One, and just start running up a tear. It's not going to happen. If anything, maybe he starts placing like a 12th in the driver champ, 13th, maybe some. That would be miraculous if that happened, but I don't think that's going to happen at all. So yeah, I just don't see it. So also, let's go back into this team, and then Sylvia with Kelly, Eugene Kelly makes a great point. Lewis help with this car. Yeah, that's a good point. Lewis helps with everything when they allow him to. So right here we have Valtteri and Zhou. I mean, Stake, Sauber, Kick, F1 need to kick the bucket. They are trash. They are absolutely trash. Stake, Sauber, Newey. Let's see. Nasty Stu says, I know Newey has a pedigree, but the last 10 to 15 years, James has been at the top. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. This is okay. He has been at the top. That's not even debatable. James Allison definitely has been at the top. But let's okay, I'm gonna be with you on that. Let's look at this. Let's look at this real quick. Red Bull. Okay, so Red Bull. So if we go back to 2014. All right, we'll go back to 2014. Because what did you say? You said 10 to 15 years. Yeah, we'll give them all that. 10 to 15 years. So we go back to 2010. Red Bull was first, 2010. All right, 10 to 15 years. Red Bull was first. Red Bull in 2011 first, 2012 first, 2013 first. All right, 2014 second, 2015 fourth, 2016 first, 2017 third, 2018 third, 2019 third, 2020 second, 2021 second, 2022 first, 2023 first. All right. So then let's go ahead and go to Mercedes. We'll go back that same distance. 2010, Mercedes comes in fourth. 2011, fourth. 2012, fifth. 2013, second. 2014, all the way through 2021, first. 2022, third. 2023, second. 2022, 2024, right now, second. So, I mean, but Adrian Newey goes further than just Mercedes is the argument that people can make. He goes further than just Mercedes. All right. And I think the other argument is Adrian Newey has been heavily involved in the key component in some very leading edge development of cars. But I agree, James Allison, I give him credit, full credit. I think it's, like I said, I think it's very controversial. I can be either way and I can be swayed either way. And both sides are making very good arguments right now for both engineers. I'm just going to give you that right now. I still like Newey because of what he's done as a whole through multiple teams. I'll tell you this. What other team has James Allison went to and they were championship constructors or had driver championships? Let me know that. And then let's see where that stands. DJ Big Blue, Alpine is about to become Andretti. Good morning is in talks. Good morning is in talks. Is in talks to help with engine development. Is he? Man. Is that gonna be enough? The board at Alpine is moving people out, replacing the new team. I'm not still sold on Alpine, man. I'm still not sold on Alpine yet. They're gonna have to do a little bit more than that. They're gonna have to do a little bit more than that. I know they're gonna have to do a little bit more than that. Alpine to me is just, they all right. So we'll go there. So big shout out to that. And then let's go ahead and we'll talk about this. Yeah, that's it right there. Stake Sauber F1 is trash. Stroll needs to keep it quiet. I'm not sure if Alpine kept the right driver and what Alpine's going to be next season, and if Andretti's going to be able to get in. I also think that Perez is quite possible he's going to lose his job. Lando Norris is underperforming in comparison to the young driver Piastri, but that's only momentarily. That could change. Red Bull, after 6 races, have now, I think, been declared in trouble of their dominance ending prematurely. Now, remember what I said, people. I said, Rob Edis says, when do you think Newey will announce his new team? I think a lot of that, Rob, depends on the contractual situation with Red Bull and probably the limits of, all the non-compete stuff and what he can do, what he can help with, how much has he helped with, what he can't take over. But I would think maybe Newey doesn't even announce it till the end of the season or maybe when the season's over. I don't think if it happens during the summer, I'd be surprised. But I think like after the season. J-Rob, can we just props to McLaren Jackman during we already know that 1 point. What is it? Was it 1.9 or was it 1.9 or 2 something? It was low. They hold the record and they did a good job. The Jackman, I got to give him credit. Yes, we can give him credit for sure. For sure. But I told you all, Red Bull need to first eclipse their own plateau, which is 4 championships back to back. Everybody's so headstrong on trying to put Max up to this false pedestal of being the GOAT, and Red Bull going to eclipse, 8 world titles back to back. Are you crazy? They haven't done more than 4 back to back. Seb is still their most accomplished driver in driver championships with 4 back to back, and Max is at 3. This season will make 4. So I told you that history has a habit of showing you things that could manifest in the future due to characteristics of team or organization. Organizationally, Red Bull have not shown us that they can put together a team long enough to go more than 4. They did 4. It was over. Now they're doing 4 again, and it might be over. So that could very well be the case. And we are going to see. We're going to see. I'm not indicting. I'm not saying it's for sure right now, but what we're seeing right now shows that it might be a real thing. All right. So big shout out to everybody joining the live chat. Big shout out to everybody getting involved in the poll conversations. The Leon Son says, I want some Antonelli versus Piastri. Yo, bro, I do want to see that. I do want to see some Antonelli and Piastri. Because Antonelli, bro, that move that you put on, whoa, that was ballsy. Antonelli, that was ballsy. Gregory Yaz says, my vote goes Newey. However, what if Allison designed the W13 from the start? Do you think we see a different Mercedes from 2022 to now? I do think we see a different Mercedes because it'd be a different person engineering. I'm just not sure we'd see the performance of pace that would rival Red Bull sooner than we've seen right now with all the other teams coming online. I'm not sure about that because it's not like he was completely out of the picture, but we would see something different. I'm just not sure how impactful we would see what we wouldn't see right now. So I'll say that. And then we also have, so I just wanted to make sure I went back. Sylvia Wick Kelly says Newey has an NDA until November, then can say which team. Thank you, Sylvia Wick Kelly, for saying that. I figured it was going to be something like that. So November would probably be the soonest we hear when or where Newey is going to go. Jefferson says, the decision by Red Bull to exclude Adrian Newey from meetings did not turn out as favorable as they had anticipated. Is it the car or the driver? It's the majority the car right now. It is the car right now. That is what is being proven. In a situation like Lewis Hamilton has been in and still lightweight in, and even George Russell, they showed us the driver dragged the car to positions where the car likely in other hands of somebody else wouldn't have been able to. Okay, Lewis has showed us that the driver is making the big difference. And now the car is coming online, and now we're seeing a convergence of the two. Max is showing us without a car that is dialed so precise to what can help you, he can't do it. We saw that in mandatory tire allocation situations. We saw that in sprint weekends when the team didn't have the time to really dial the car in. Max has already shown us with a car that is not just dialed in a thousandth or a trillionth of an inch, he doesn't perform as good. Now we're seeing a car without the development or the updating of Adrian Newey. Max is not doing what we used to see Max do. He's not charging through the field. We're not seeing 19-second gaps. We're now seeing other surrounding teams coming online, doing better at updating. Max is not as dominant. So I think they can now put that crap to rest. All you Max stands. And Max fans are not necessarily delusional. So I'm going to keep it to Max stands. And you false capping ass content creators that was towing the line for views and watch and playing devil's advocate. Where is it now? Where is it now? Just asking, where is it at now? Multiple times off podium. Multiple times not winning the race. Where is it at now? No 19-second gap. Remember, it was people out there talking about, oh, the 19-second gaps is because Max Verstappen is such the great GOAT driver. It was people out there saying this. It were content creators that y'all once knew as Lewis supporters, even if they didn't support Lewis, they at least talked right, that was saying this for the views and the clout chasing. Where's the 19-second gap now? I keep the same energy all the way through. So Max go 19 seconds. I'm going to keep the same energy. I gave him credit when he was doing what he was doing. Fair credit, not over credit. Because I always say he ain't the GOAT. He's not the greatest. I don't even think he's great yet. I'm saying, but I did say if he win a fourth title, I'm going to go ahead and say he's among the greats. He's going to be listed among the greats in Formula One. It's just history. That is a fact. Max Verstappen, if Seb is great, if Max wins 4 with Red Bull in such a fashion, I know he's had a dominant car, he's going to go among the greats. Do I think he's great? I don't. I don't think he's great. I think he's shown us that Max cannot drive wheel to wheel with the best of them. He folds under pressure. He complains a lot under pressure. He whines under pressure. And pressure busts pipes or makes diamonds. And I think a lot of times pressure with Max busts his pipe. And he doesn't perform well. Great drivers don't succumb to the pressure at least as many times as Max Verstappen we've seen him do. Great drivers can have an ailing car and take it to places that other drivers can't. And I just got to say, Red Bull, you said that he could do it in an AlphaTauri Red Bull Visa Cash App. Put his ass in one and let's see it. Make it so. They ain't done it because he know he can't do it. He can't even do it in a dominant competitive car now. What the hell makes you think he gonna be able to do it in a lesser car than that? Y'all was mental when y'all went there. Y'all was mental. Y'all was out y'all damn rocker when y'all went there. Anthony Carrier says Red Bull will only have 3 constructors in a row. Woo. Jefferson says algorithm chasers. Right. Cloud chasers, bro. Cloud chasers. And some of them content creators y'all like because y'all thought they was cool until they showed y'all they wasn't. Because they changed their outfit. They chameleons out here. They transformers. All right? They cap out here. They say one thing, the next thing you know, whatever is the best thing for them to go with, they go with it. Oh, it looked like the Max Verstappen train is taking off. I don't want to be left behind. Let me big up Max. Let me talk great about Max. Let me put Max over Lewis because it gets me the most views and people that gonna subscribe to my channel. I don't give a shit. Don't subscribe to my channel. I'm still gonna talk mine. I'm still gonna be who I'm gonna be. Check my tape. Check my resume. You heard me. Check my resume. But whatever makes them feel good. Whatever makes them feel accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is, y'all. But, hey, it's Sunday. We just saw a good race. For a minute, I was questioning if the race was going to be good or not, and it was good. Even without incident. We didn't have one red flag. Matter of fact, I don't even think we had a good car. We didn't even have a safety. We didn't even have a safety car. We didn't have a red flag. We didn't have none of that. Today was a race that didn't need all the incidents and accidents and all the other stuff. It was still a good race. Strategy, driver, skill, all of that came into play to make a good race. This was a good, wholesome race. I don't like Spa sometimes because of the rain, and it's so overbearing that it's not even challenging. It's just hindering to the event. But today, Belgium was a good, wholesome, all-out Formula One race. Drivers got what they got on merit, and what your boy Max Verstappen got was no podium. Wolfpack out. Peace.